If your child is struggling with a chronic and neurological challenge, whether it's autism, ADHD, a sensory processing disorder, anxiety, seizures, OCD, PANS or PANDAS, and so forth, then there are likely four things that are true for you, mom and dad. Number one is you're exhausted. You've exhausted the support from traditional pediatricians, the medical system, and specialists within. You have found little to zero answers or finding a root cause to the entire scenario. You are left monitoring and treating symptoms with pure frustration. You've also been up late at night, scrolling and searching on websites, Facebook book groups, or Instagram threads. You're searching for the root cause and you're looking for a drug-free solution to help your child. You've also already gone through the diets, the detoxes, the probiotics, the supplements, and even the integrative therapies. Yet, your child still struggles and has persistent ups and downs. The fourth being that it's not just you searching for a diagnosis, you're in a daily struggle searching for a cause and an improvement within your child. Now, if this sounds anything like you, then it's likely that your child and your entire family is stuck in what we call a perfect storm. It's a sequence of traumatic, toxic, and life-altering events that a child goes through early in life, as far back as pregnancy, delivery, labor, and even their childhood. It leaves their nervous system stuck in a perpetual state of fight or flight overdrive, and it throws them off track developmentally. No matter what you try, there always seems to be a struggle. They're stuck in their systematic approaches of stress. You see some improvements with diet changes, the detox, the movement-based therapies like PT, OT, and speech therapy, but nothing seems to last and nothing seems to get the job all the way done. Now, it's estimated that 20% of children in the United States has a special healthcare need, and over 40% of school-age kids have a single chronic condition. These stats are alarming. And research is even showing that the rates of conditions like ADHD and autism are steadily increasing. These are alarming trends that leave so many parents searching for answers and solutions way past their traditional medical approaches. Clinically, when I sit down with parents, I see similarities in the causative factor was causing their child's health challenges. I see the factors where mom had stress early or even prior to her conception, fertility distress, then stress during the pregnancy, the emotional stress, the physical stress, the chemical stress. They're going through this journey where their bodies are under such large amounts of stress. Then when that baby is born, there's challenges with the delivery where we start to alter the natural replication of birth. Then that child starts to suffer with distressful symptoms that doctors just say don't worry about. They'll grow out of it. But what we see, speaking to parents, is that the problems evolve and they create these challenges that we're going to discuss today. There is a solution, though, if we look at a different delivery system and a different approach to health than traditional diagnostic impressions and addressing symptoms with medications and other therapies. The thing you have to understand is that everything is linked together. The majority of parents don't understand how their child's early childhood health issues, things like colic or constipation, eczema, chronic reoccurring ear infections, and so forth, are all linked together. And that kids don't really grow out of these things, but instead they grow into things like sensory issues, autism, ADHD, asthma, allergies. The list goes on, and these conditions follow a predictable pattern that we like to call the perfect storm. While medicine will have a different specialist for every different neurological issue, gut challenge, or immune system problem, they're all connected via one system, and that's where we come in, is it's the nervous system. Now, all of this starts with high levels of stress during pregnancy. Remember, pregnancy is where mom is growing a baby inside her body. It's a miracle of life. One of the most single overlooked triggers of the things like sensory and spectrum disorders are kids in a high stress environment, plus high intervention medicalized pregnancies and prenatal periods. We have altered the natural building blocks which empower and educate women during this natural process we call pregnancy. And what we've done instead is that we've really medicalized pregnancy. We've turned it into a condition, a disease, essentially. There is an ICD-10 code, a medical code for insurance for pregnancy. So instead of doctors looking at this as a natural state, they're looking at it as a 9-month disease orientation. It's a process that you go to a hospital, and it's really starting to affect the expression of children postpartum. These early exposures to stress will shift the mom's nervous system into a sustained fight or flight sympathetic stress response. And all those stress hormones in mom are shared via the baby's nervous system through the umbilical cord. Now, the umbilical cord doesn't just bring nutrients and oxygen to the baby. It also serves essentially as an electrical power cord that connects mom's nervous system to the baby, which means a stressed out pregnant mom is a stressed out growing baby. We all know that while pregnant, moms aren't supposed to consume caffeine, drink large amounts of alcohol. And why? Because what is put into their body is passed along to the baby. So you have to remember that stress that a mom feels is reciprocated internally to that baby. And when you're going through this medicalized pregnancy, that stress is reciprocated to that child, and it has the potential to really be a catalyst for future health issues. Then the next most overlooked perfect storm component is birth intervention, and unfortunately the physical trauma to the baby's neck, their brainstem, and their nervous system. When an infant gets stuck in the birth canal, and they use interventions, things like forceps or vacuum extractions, inductions, or even cesarean sections, it ends up putting immense pressure on the baby's head, neck, and delicate brainstem areas as they yank, twist, and pull them out of the birth canal. This creates significant tension, misalignments within the vertebrae, and it alters that neuromuscular function for the brand new infant. It's something that we discuss as a subluxation pattern. And this starts at their first opportunity of life and fresh air. When the tension and the neurological dysfunction exists, particularly in the brainstem and upper neck, what happens is that it affects the neurospinal development, and it immediately shifts the nervous system into a sustained fight or flight response. The sympathetic nervous system is dominant. It turns on, and in turn, it shuts down or suppresses the function of what's called the vagus nerve, and secondarily the parasympathetic nervous system's function, which is essential for rest, sleep, soothing, necessities for latching, swallowing, eating, and digesting, respiration and breathing, the mucus secretion, and the immune function. These are all essential items, and they add up. And when you have a stressed out, colicky, fussy, sick infant and toddler who then gets antibiotics and medications, it creates even further distortion within their body. Once a child's nervous system is overstressed and out of balance, then they immediately start to become struggling with things like we mentioned above. It's common but not normal for a child to have challenges with breastfeeding. Kids have to eat, sleep, and poop. Those are fundamental basics that are taught to nobody, and they're just learning it naturally. It's their innate intelligence. So the immune system and digestive system are really challenged as they start to get sick, and their pediatrician often prescribes more antibiotics and other medications that may aid in suppression of symptoms, but it destroys the gut-brain connection and the delicate microbiome, and it throws that child even more off track. These are fundamental building blocks. Eventually, it can cascade into symptoms with autism, allergies, asthma, ADHD, anxiety. The list goes on. Now, while each condition gets diagnosed and medicated separately, they start to create this distortion. And Overall, it starts to get medicated, and then those areas get driven in deeper, creates more neurological dysfunction with what we call dysautonomia. Now, dysautonomia occurs when the entire autonomic nervous system is out of balance. It's dysregulated and dysfunctional. A solution for this is understanding how chiropractic works to restore this neurological function and balance. The doctors out there who know about this deep, fundamental root cause neurological focus on chronic illnesses in kids are known as a neurologically focused chiropractic care. It's not many people doing this in the profession. And it's unique that the specialty within chiropractic, where doctors are trained and experienced in identifying subluxation patterns, understanding the neurological dysfunction, dysautonomia, and vagus nerve damage, they use an incredible piece of cutting-edge technology that we use called the Insight Neurological Scans. Once we have these scans of your child, we can find exactly where their subluxation and neurological challenges are. We can build a fully customized and individualized care plan that will show you the sequence of adjusting protocols to help rebuild and regulate their nervous system. It helps to restore function, and it gets their development back on track so we can connect the brain and body. Each neurologically focused adjustment is designed to release stuck stress within the sympathetic fight or flight nervous system. It stimulates and activates the vagus nerve and the parasympathetic rest, digest, and regulate side of the nervous system. And it brings the nervous system back collectively into balance, where there's an improvement in the brain-body connection and communication. If your child is struggling with a chronic health issue and you feel that this describes your child's story, know that there is hope. By addressing the root causes of neurological dysfunction, neurologically focused pediatric chiropractic care can help your child. We understand the frustration and the heartache that comes while watching your child struggle. That's why there's a dedicated focus on compassionate care, cutting edge technology that we use in the office to really sit next to you and help guide you through this journey. The doctors within Maximize Chiropractic will work with you to create a personalized approach that will fit your child's unique and individual needs. Please don't wait another day to start this journey for your child. Visit our website to learn more about the perfect storm and how we can help. Take a step further and schedule your initial consultation so that we can first dive in deep to understand your journey so that we can help to improve your child's health. Together, we can navigate this perfect storm and help your child thrive.